Hey everyone, I'm Evangeline right here at eTrailer. Since every hitch-mounted accessory fits differently on every vehicle, today we're focusing in on how the Stromberg Carlson 60-inch by 23-inch cargo carrier fits on the 2025 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. What makes this specific cargo carrier special for the Jeep is that this is one of the few carriers where you can still open up the door in with the spare tire. That's because the sidewall of this carrier is so short that this clears. Now, depending on your spare tire, that number might change, but we'll take a look at that real quick when I take this tote off. But focusing in on the cargo carrier, this is gonna be 60 inches by 23 inches, so plenty of space, pretty comparable with most cargo carriers. You have a mesh bottom, which means that as you load things on here, even if it's muddy or dirty or dusty, smaller items will not fall through, but all that dirt and debris can be very easily just hosed off. On that sidewall, you have plenty of anchor points, helpful for when you use straps or hooks or ratchet straps, however you prefer to secure your cargo. Now these straps or these bungees are not included, but you can find them here at eTrailer. I have a set of perfect bungee straps, but we have plenty of strap sets as well. Now, with this Stromberg Carlson carrier, it is gonna be on the lighter weight as well, making it easier to store, while still having those sidewalls. Although the sidewalls are on the shorter side, they'll still hold your gear in so that it doesn't fall off. I always just recommend, please keep the cargo strapped down. And you can see with the tote off just how much clearance we have there from the spare tire to the cargo carrier. In fact, if I was to open the door here, you can go all the way out and we have full access to our cargo area. So this is definitely something that is unique to this cargo carrier. Most of your other cargo carriers aren't designed specifically for Jeeps in mind, kind of like this one is. All right, let's take some measurements. We saw that it cleared, but by how much? So first, I like to measure for the length this will add to the back of your Jeep, because that will change things. From the bumper to the end of the carrier, I have this measuring at around 30 inches, which is actually on the shorter side for this style of a carrier. And this is gonna be helpful when you need to park into tight spots, into your garage. Yes, it does add a little bit of length to the back of the Jeep. My big tip for that is I like to back up towards the curb so this sits over the curb and not into the parking lot. Now for the height this sits at, I measure from the end of the carrier down to the ground. I have it at 17 inches. Where the floor of the carrier is about 20 inches. And that means that's the height I have to lift cargo up and into the carrier. And the plenty of height from underneath the carrier is good because then we're not bottoming out. Even though when we go over speed bumps, potholes, steep driveways, we want lots of ground clearance for that, which we have. Now the height here from the door to the top of the wall, let's see. Well, our spare tire has maybe about half an inch of height there, so it does come very, very close. The door has plenty more clearance, as you can see, from the door to the bottom of the cage, or to the cage floor, is about 9 inches. And then the height of the sidewall is around 2 3/4 inches. So hopefully that can help you figure out the math for your own situation. Now our spare tire here today is size 255/70 R18. Hopefully that will help you figure out if you do have a larger or smaller tire, how that will interact with your carrier. Now the distance this sits out past the vehicle, depending on your hitch receiver, when it comes to bike racks and things like that, lots of bike racks sit a lot closer to the spare tire, creating issues with clearance. Since this carrier is so low, you don't actually have to worry about that. So no matter what type of hitch receiver you do have, as long as it's a 2-inch hitch receiver, great. We have plenty of custom fit Jeep Wrangler hitch receivers that you can find here on our website. And if you want to call someone or get some advice on which one might be the best fit for your adventures, please feel free to reach out to us here at eTrailer. But if you're looking purely for a cargo carrier that fits well, even with the spare tire of your Jeep, this is going to be a good option. There are other options out there that are very popular because they have taller sidewalls, very helpful for carrying lots of different types of cargo. The short sidewalls here seem a little intimidating for a lot of people that aren't as diligent with strapping their cargo down. So that's definitely something to keep in mind as a trade-off. But I think this is going to be a great fit for your Jeep. What we just saw today was a look at the Stromberg Carlson Hitch-Cargo-Carrier on the 2025 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited.
Here it is on our test course. We'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Next, we're at the alternating speed bumps, which we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Finally, we have the full speed bumps, where we'll see the up and down action, which is just like driving out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway.